Well, we're here to play Man City in the first knockout round, first leg in the Champions League. And it's been an interesting month, to say the least. Yes, hello, welcome into Livestreams Sports here for another episode of Glory Hunter on Football Manager 22 here with Monaco. If you're new around here, hit that subscribe button so you do not miss an episode. And if you missed the last one, go and check it out. We played in the 10th round of the French Cup and we also played against Metz in Ligue 1 as well. So go and check it out, you'll see how we got on. Since then, we've played quite a few games. In the last month, we played against Bordeaux. It was a 3-1 victory thanks to goals from Maroni, Antonelli and Ward-Prowse. Lorient were our next opponents and we beat them 2-0. Rodrigo and Salah with the goals. We then played against another non-league side, FC Seta here. 6-0 we beat them in the 11th round of the French Cup. Quinton with 2, Salah with a hat-trick and a goal for Rodrigo as well. We then played against Nantes in Ligue 1. We won 3-0. Ward-Prowse, Quinton and Niang. And then the most recent game was the quarter-final of the French Cup. And you'll be thinking, why didn't I show you the quarter-final of the French Cup? Well, the reason was we're up against Nancy, who were in the division below. We lost on penalties in the quarter-final of the French Cup for the second year in a row. The second year in a row we are out in penalties in the quarterfinals. At least last year it was against Nice, who were challenging at the top of League 1 with us. Not this year. Against Nancy, who are down in Ligue 2. Down in 7th, not even at the top. Look at that, down there in 7th place in Ligue 2. That's why I didn't show you the game, because I didn't think it was going to be an important one, but it appeared to be the case. We went down 1-0, had a poor first half, got a goal in the second, and then could not break through and went out on penalties. And that means yet again we have not got through to the later stages. Well, technically we did, with it being the quarter-final, but we didn't get through to the semi-final or final of the French Cup. No chance of silverware in the French Cup for us this year. It means it's just the Champions League and League 1 that is available for us this year. So we are definitely going to be here at Monaco next year unless we get a big job we can go to and then we can try and come back to win the Cup. But we're almost certainly going to be at Monaco again next year, trying to win this cup. If we have a look at the league table, we're still just a point behind PSG. We've won all our games, they've won all their games, and I think it's going to stay a lot like that until the end of this season. In the next episode though, we will play PSG. As you can see today, we play against Brest in Ligue 1, and then we play that first leg up against Man City. Next episode we'll have Marseille and PSG. That could be the most important game of our season. And then the episode after that, we'll have Angers and Man City. Another important game that could be against Man City, unless we get totally destroyed in this first leg or totally destroy Man City in this first leg, in which case that second leg could be not important at all, like the one against Arsenal last year. But if you look at Man City, they're currently 4th in the Prem, but there's only 6 points between them and the top of the table. Chelsea having played a game more, so really they're probably just 3 points off the top. And we look at this Manchester City side, they've got players like João Felix, Phil Foden, Gravenberch, who were looking to sign in the transfer window in the summer, but we did not manage to sign them. Mbappe, they're a good team. However, they're fairly old. Look at the defence in particular, all in their 30s, and then, late 20s. They could perhaps do some young, fresh legs coming into this team. We have a fairly young team. When you look at our, let me go to the correct info here, the general info, you can see we've got quite a young team. It doesn't look like at the moment because we had a rotated side for that last cup game, which is maybe why we lost the game. But we have a lot of young players, so over the next 2-3 years, we should become definitely the dominant side in the league, maybe even the dominant side in the world. But anyway, today we play up against Brest, who are currently 16th place in that relegation playoff place. So we should have a comfortable victory. So we're going to have a slightly rotated side yet again, even though we managed to draw with Nancy the last time we played the rotated side. And then we'll play that full strength team up against Man City in the first leg of that first knockout round of the Champions League. Let's get until I show the team for the game against Brest. One thing to mention, Salah has confirmed he is definitely retiring at the end of the year. Ward-Prowse is leaving on a free at the end of the year, as we expected he probably would, even though recently he's been playing very well for us in defensive midfield instead of Thielman. And also, we didn't really sign anyone in January. We signed a few pre-contract agreements. They'll arrive in the summer. We'll talk you through them in the summer transfer window. But yeah, January didn't do anything. We don't have any money. We're actually in debt as a club. We're 20, 30 million pounds in debt, which is not good. We sold one of our youth players for about 30 million pounds, who's never going to get into the first team for us anyway. But yeah, a fairly uneventful January window. This is the team we're going to play in this game up against Brest, as we say. Hopefully good enough for a victory. Rassiope playing in goal. We had an injury to Cobble, and Rassiope's been playing fairly well since he's come in, so I'm just going to keep him in also. He's the kind of backup keeper anyway, so this is a backup team, so we'll get him to play in this backup game. Stergiou and Mustafa ahead of him, with Felipe and Tuck out in the wide fullback positions. Ward-Prowse, Fabian and Niasse in midfield, Salah, Rodrigo and Moroni the front three. Enough goals in this team that we should comfortably beat 16th place Brest. Here we go, first highlight of the game, and we've got the ball with the goalkeeper and it's rolled out, and we'll try and advance down the left hand side. It looks like Rodrigo with it all the way back into Mustafa. He comes forward to Rodrigo, back to Mustafa, into Ward-Prowse and Niasse, and we're coming forward now. Moroni finds Fabian with it, and Salah's in behind. Can he finish? He can't. I would say yes he can, but it's just over the bar there. Tell you, Salah's still got it. Even though he's choosing to retire at the end of this year, he's definitely going to retire at the top of his game. He's been brilliant, even now at 37 years of age. He's been absolutely brilliant. Him and Niang swapping places, rotating on that right hand side, and Salah sometimes leading the line as well. He's been a great servant for this team, even though he's only been here for a couple of years, and he's had a great career and he's well worth his retirement. As we've reached half time, the score is 0-0, and it's been a disappointing one so far. I'll say I don't like what I just saw. Hopefully that gives him a kick up the backside, as Fabian, Niasse, they're not doing too great in the midfield. Brest swing the ball in from the corner. Stergiou gets rid of it, and it's blazed over the bar there. And if things keep up like this, we're going to have to make some changes. And we're going to reach the hour mark nearly, and we are going to make those changes. Midfield, Fabian, off you come. We'll bring on Thielman, who can drop down to that defensive midfield position, and Niasse can come off, and Antonelli can come on. This isn't good enough at this moment in time. We're going to move to an attacking mentality and demand some more, as the ball gets swung in by Brest, the back post, and it's cleared away. Can we close this one down? Or will they cross it in? They cross it back in, and they've scored. Wow, what a goal that was from Riascos, to be fair. But we are 1-0 down against 16th place. What is happening? Why is this happening? I know we've got a slightly rotated side, but it should be good enough to beat this team. And now Mustafa's got himself injured, and Darwin's going to have to come over him, and we can't make any more changes. That's all the changes we have. James Ward-Prowse is a bit dead in his feet, so we're going to move him back to the defensive midfield position so he doesn't have to run as much, and Thielman can go in that Mitzala position in the right side of our midfield three, as Felipe has it. Forward to Salah and back to Felipe, and then field to Antonelli. And can he come forward? He finds Thielman, who's much more advanced than he normally plays for us, as he's not in defensive mid anymore. And Thielman finds himself in the box. He gets fouled. That's going to be a penalty kick, and Salah should hopefully go and get us back on level terms with 25 minutes to go. If they give this as a penalty, it looked like a penalty, and indeed it is a penalty, and Salah will step forward, and he's surely got to tuck this one away. He's been so good at penalties in his 2 years here at Monaco, and indeed he does. And with 23 minutes left to go, we're back on level terms. Let's go and get ourselves a winner. Here we go, 10 minutes or so to go, and Brest are in behind here. Stergiou misses his tackle, and it's thrashed over the bar, and this is not good at all. We've not had any highlights apart from that one since the penalty. We're going to demand some more. There's not much we can do. We can't really bring anybody on because we don't have any substitutes left, and we're going to end up drawing against 16th place Brest. Oh, and is that going to be one of the reasons we don't win the league? It very possibly could be. That was like performance-wise, we should have won that comfortably. 2.68 XG. We just could not finish our dinner. And we've drawn against one of the worst teams in the league, and PSG now have a chance when they play their game later on tonight to go top by 3 points before we get to play them next. Mustafa's out for 3 to 4 weeks with a twisted ankle. Not great. Another week out for Rodrigo, which means he'll miss the Man City game. This is not good at all. as Felipe has picked up too many yellow cards, so he gets fined for it, and PSG destroyed Nantes, which means we are 3 points behind PSG, and in the next episode when we play against them, we'll need to win to try and close that gap back. Hopefully we get a better performance in this game against Man City in a couple of days' time, and we'll see for that one very shortly. Right, so here we are ready for this one against Man City. A hugely important game this one is. Can we somehow do it in Europe, even though we can't in the French Cup? Maybe. This game will show us if we're still able to compete with the big boys in Europe. Man United we obviously lost to last year in the quarter-finals. They got to the final of the Champions League, so we'll see how we do up against their City neighbours. Mustafa obviously injured from the last time as well. Turk is suspended, and Rodrigo's still got a bit of an injury there. So this is the team we're going to use. Cobble's going to get back in goal. Darwin and Stergiou the centre-back partnership. Jensen, Christensen as the wide-back defenders. Peoples. That was nearly how words work. Thielmann, Tushmeni and Antonelli, the midfield three we know so well in there. Niang, Paretta and Maronier, the front three. Can we get some goals? Can we get the win? Fingers crossed we can do both. Free kick for ourselves. Christensen into Antonelli and Tushmeni. We've got the ball here, quite in a quite advanced position. Jensen with it now into the box. Maronier nearly gets his head on it, and Antonelli has it now. Tushmeni back to Thielmann. It's a 2-on-2 breakaway if Man City get it, but Paretta's in behind here. It's a good finish from Paretta, and we lead after 12 minutes. Our first shot of the game. 1-0. I was worried that Man City were going to break away, as I was mentioning there, because our fullbacks were so high. It was a 2-on-2 if they managed to break away, but instead we get the ball here. It's a lovely ball from Tushmeni into Paretta, who comes inside the defenders, tucks it past the goalkeeper Ederson, and we lead 1-0. They're playing 3 at the back, 3 in central midfield, 2 wing backs, and we are hoping to take advantage of our wingers and fullbacks in those wide positions going up against their wing backs and having the hour on the clock. We still lead 1-0. Man City have not had a shot since early on in this game, and the time is ticking down this first half. But here comes another highlight as we have it deep in their own half. Tushmeni with it. Now you can see that Niang's coming in field and bringing the wing back inside with him. It's leaving loads of space for Jensen if we can switch the play. Antonelli, Thielmann, over to Christensen and Paretta now. And it comes back to Stergiou. Christensen switches it to Tushmeni, and Maroni is there, and Niang's trying to get behind the wing back there. He does. He plays it back to Tushmeni, and over to Antonelli, and it's deflected and went in, and that's his 9th goal of the season, it says. Tushmeni's got his 2nd assist of the day. It looked like it was an own goal, I'll be honest, as opposed to an Antonelli goal, but I'm sure Antonelli will take it, and we lead 2-0 here. You can see Niang gets in behind the defender, cuts it back, Tushmeni plays it across, Antonelli hits it, it definitely comes off a defender. It's unfortunate deflection, but we'll take it. We lead 2-0 just before half time here, and if we can go into half time leading 2-0, which we have, that is an absolutely outstanding start to this game up against Manchester City. Outstanding. Yeah, let's go and take charge of this match. Go and get ourselves a couple more if it stays like this. They do have Felix and Mbappe up front, but they're not doing anything. Foden, Gravenberch, Valverde in midfield. Nothing happening with them. We are totally dominating as we pass the ball across the defence there, or across the midfield, I should say, and Foden intercepted it, but he's went down a bit injured, it looks like, and we had a chance. Tushmeni managed to win the ball back off Foden, who's got himself injured, and he's surely going to have to be substituted off. Indeed, he is. They've actually made a few changes. I think Mbappe's went off as well. Musa on the ball now. Finishes Tobias, but we've won the ball back. Paretta switches the play over toward Niang. He comes in field. What's he going to do? He gets past one man. Can he get past another? He has a shot. It's a save from Ederson. An hour on the clock. We're dominating this game. They've actually had to take off Mbappe as Saka swings in the corner. And Mbappe's replacement, Sunsup Bell, heads that wide of the goal. 20 minutes to go as Tushmeni puts the ball in. Darwin heads it, and that was nearly a hat-trick of assists for Tushmeni there. Going to have to make some changes. Niang, tired. Not bad replacement. You can bring on Mohamed Salah to play there. We're also going to take off Stergiou and drop Thielmann back, and we'll bring Ward-Prowse into that defensive midfield position. Stergiou looking a bit tired. We don't want tired legs up against their 2 pacey strikers, as there's now just 10 minutes to go. We're still leading 2-0. This has been a fairly dominant performance from us. We'll make one last substitution, I should say. Tushmeni will bring on Fabian for him. And there's 5 minutes to go, and we are going to hold on to this 2-0 victory, it looks like, and that's going to be a vitally important one as we'll go into this second leg with a 2-goal advantage. I know it's tough going to the Etihad, but if we have a 2-goal advantage going into that, Surely we've got to comfortably be favourites to get through the tie. We'll find out in a couple of episodes' time, but what a performance that was. That's just, what a contrast that performance was compared to the one up against Brest earlier. What a performance from us there. And actually, Man United lost to Lazio elsewhere as well. Milinkovic-Savic, 34 years of age now, managed to score a very late winner for Lazio in that one up against Man United. And that does leave us in the position. In a couple of episodes' time, we could get through up against Manchester City. Wow, you look at Man City, look at the English Premier League. They've not won it for a few years now, but they're still one of the dominant sides in Europe, certainly. They've got some of the best players, but we managed to beat them 2-0. And you can see from the fixtures there, the next episode is going to be a very important one. A Marseille and PSG we play up against. And if you look at Marseille, they're in 5th, a European side here. And also PSG, top of the table clash. We now know we need to beat them to try and keep this title race alive. I mean, there's 12 games left to go, and we're already talking about we need to win this game against PSG. They've won 5 league titles in a row. Can we somehow stop that run they're on? Only if we get a win against them in the next episode. So you'll have to stick around and watch the next one to find out if we do that. If you have enjoyed this one, even though we had a disappointing result against Brest, we had a great result against Man City there, please leave a like on the video. It really does help us out. Subscribe to the channel so you do not miss a thing. And until that next one, which will have Marseille and PSG, we'll see you then.